Hello everyone, and welcome to this live online demonstration where we will focus on our ECM solution, our Enterprise Content Management solution. My name is George, and I will be leading you through this presentation. Our presentation today will have two parts. So first we'll take a look at a little flash presentation that will give us some general information about our company, SoftExpert, about the software that we offer, and just a few details about our ECM solution and how that solution can help you solve your business problems related to your enterprise content. And then in the second part of our demonstration, we will go into the system. We'll actually log on and take a look at some of the features that we have in our ECM solution. So first, let's just say a few words about our company. SoftExpert has been in business since 1995, so just over 20 years. And we've had a steady record of growth, both related to our internal workforce and to the number of customers that we have. So you can see that over the years, we've steadily grown, both in the terms of the number of employees and the number of customers that we have. Our suite of solutions is meant to provide not only enterprise content management, but more than that. We offer solutions for business process improvement, for compliance management. In general, we say that we provide business excellence, and so that's what the suite of SoftExpert software can provide you. We like to live by the slogan that we think global, but we act local. And so as you can see here on this map, we have partners in many different parts of the world. We're represented on all the continents, North America and South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and also Australia. And so no matter where you are in the world, we have a partner who can be close to you, who can be local to your area, to help you with the deployment, with the support, with any questions that you have. So we have this global vision that we're able to provide our services anywhere in the world. SoftExpert solutions aren't particular to one or two given industries. Here you can see the set of industries that we're able to provide our software to. And so you can see that it runs the gamut from automotive and construction industry to food and beverage and retail and even public sector. And so no matter what industry you're in, there's a common set of needs that your business will want to try to meet, related to quality, related to document and record management, related to IT service and support, related to risk. All of these are business functions that are common to all of these industries, and that SoftExpert has solutions for you if you have a business need in one of those areas. And just to take a look at some of the regulations and compliances that we're able to help you meet. The biggest one here probably is ISO 9000. Folks who are interested in meeting compliance for quality would be interested in an ISO 9000. We also have compliance related to FDA regulations, 21 CFR Part 11. So if you're in the pharmaceutical industry, you have regulations related to your electronic records. Also for environmental, we have the ISO regulation for 14,001 and 18,000 for occupational health and safety. So independent of what regulation or compliance you're trying to meet, the tools that SoftExpert can provide will help you in your quest to reach compliance of those regulations. Let's take a look now at the suite of solutions that SoftExpert has, and just to give you a brief overview of the different solutions that we offer. Today we're going to be focused on this one up here, which is Enterprise Content Management. But just so you're aware, there are several other solutions that are included in the suite that may be of interest to you. And so, for example, we have a business process management solution where you are able to model and also automate the business processes that you have within your organization. We have an enterprise risk management solution where you can create risk plans and monitor and evaluate the risks that you have identified in those risk plans. We have a solution related to IT service management where you could monitor and manage the assets that you have within your organization. Also, you could design your help desk service process and automate that so that your employees can submit tickets to your help desk. We have solutions for GRC. We have solutions for human resources. So if you wanted to automate your performance evaluations for your employees and keep track of all the training courses that your organization would like to make sure that your employees have up to date, you can do that in our human development management solution. And we have a number of other solutions here that I'm not going to go into the details of, but the unifying point of the solutions here is that they integrate very nicely together. So whether you're working with processes or documents or risks, these aren't stovepipe solutions where one can't see the other or talk to the other. So in ECM, for example, we're going to have the ability to create a specialized process, a customized workflow to do document revision. And so this is an example of an integration that we have between our BPM tools and our ECM solution. And by the same token, if you would want to be able to build a risk plan based on a project or build a risk plan based on a process, you have the ability to integrate your processes and your projects into our enterprise risk management solution. So those are just a few examples of the types of integrations that we can have within SoftExpert software. So let's now take a look at some details of our ECM solution. So our ECM solution improves your business operations by providing immediate access to your documents and creating a foundation for doing the capturing, the sharing, the reusing of content, all of that totally across your enterprise. And the software enhances teamwork, and it connects the content with the processes and applications in order for you to be able to streamline your everyday business activities, improve your decision making, and all the while eliminating needless paperwork. The idea here is that we want to automate your content lifecycle management as much as possible. Lots of times we have people that come to us that say, when we want to do document revision, we end up passing emails back and forth. We've got an Excel file over here. We've got some Word documents over here. Nobody knows, has a very good global view of what's going on. And so that's a very common problem in today's world. And you can eliminate those problems by having an automated content lifecycle management system. And that is what our ECM solution provides. So here we have a little graphic that will show you the different phases in the lifecycle management, the content lifecycle management. So you can begin with the capture or the creation phase, where you have paper documents that you would want to digitize or scan and have those in electronic format. And we do have a capture module that will allow you to capture those paper documents and turn them into electronic documents and automate the importing of those documents into your document, your set of documents. The next phase is the manage or review, or what we like to call the revision phase. So once you have your electronic document, you want to be able to put changes into those documents in a managed way, in a controlled way. And so within our document module, you have the ability to define the approval routes, the revision routes that will be followed whenever you do the revisions of your documents. So you can identify who the folks are who will be doing the drafting, the review, the approval, and the release of those documents. And so that's something that you have the ability to do within our ECM solution. For publication and delivery, we also have tools that will allow you to configure how you will publish your documents, in what format, who will be able to see those documents that you publish, the security settings that you will put on those documents, the ability to view documents in a portal. So we have portals where you can include gadgets that will enable you to visualize the information within our software more easily. And then the last stage is this issue of storing and preserving documents. We have a module called Archive, where if you do have paper documents that you're storing in warehouses or in other facilities, and you need to define what the retention periods are for those documents and where they are located and who's responsible for them, we have this archive module that will let you manage all of that archiving information in a single place. An archive is integrated with document. So whenever you have a document, it can have an electronic file associated, and it can also have a physical file associated, a physical record associated with it. And so you have the ability to track all of that information in a single place. Let's take a look now at some screenshots of the system. I mentioned that we have a capture module that will allow you to take a physical document, a paper document, and capture the information in that document in order to import it into document management. This is a screenshot that shows how it could do OCR, optical character recognition, within our capture module. So here we've defined a number of fields on our capture profile that will let us import the text through optical character recognition into our document management system. So if we would want to identify the name of this person, his address, his city, his state, and all this information, we have the ability to define indexes and values. The values will be captured based on the location that information is on the page. And then once we capture that information, we have the ability to import that information as attributes to the document. So here we have a document that is a contract agreement, and we've got some OCR fields for the contract number, for the contract manager, a number of other different fields here. And what this screenshot shows is that you have the ability to import those fields as attributes, as metadata for your document. And all this is automated within the capture module. For viewing documents, we have some built-in tools that will allow you to view PDF documents. We have a PDF viewer. We also have an MS Office viewer that will allow you to view Word documents and Excel documents, even if you don't have Microsoft Office installed on your computer. So this is an example of the way that you can search for and view documents in our ECM solution. In addition to those more standard formats, file formats like PDF and Word, we also have a Dwg File Viewer. So if you are a company that works with SolidWorks, you're an engineering company, and you need to execute revisions of your DWG files, we have the ability to add markup to to the revision of your engineering document. So if you're the person who's doing the review of an engineering document and maybe you don't have SolidWorks installed on your computer, you have the ability to use our Dwg Viewer and add that markup directly to the revision of that document so that it can be viewed by other participants in that revision cycle. And here we have an example of someone who's doing a more basic text review of a Word document. So we have our viewer here that gives you a limited ability to do the operations that you want to control for the folks who would be involved in the revision of this document. We have a built-in function for doing ISO 9000 based revisions, which include draft, review, approval, and release. And that's available with no work, no additional configuration required from you, the document manager. If you want something that is beyond ISO 9000 style revision, that's possible to do within our system by creating a custom workflow for your document revision. So what we have here is a screenshot that shows an example of another approval route that can be defined for the documents that you would want to revise. And so here we have a couple different activities. We've got some activities for multiple reviewers. We've got some decisions that split and join those activities together, and all of this can be modeled very easily in our process modeler, which is included as part of our ECM package. We have the ability to apply an electronic signature to documents, and in the case of PDF documents, the electronic signature is in fact embedded within the PDF file. So you have the ability to view the details of that electronic signature within the electronic file itself, in the case of PDF documents. In the case of revision and other workflows related to document, we have what we call the task list. And the task list is a list that is available for every user in the system that will show him the activities that have been assigned for him to do in the system. So for example, right here, we're looking at a list of tasks related to confirmation that copies have been received. So maybe you have copy stations in your organization where you must make available printed copies of certain documents. We have a task for users to confirm that they have received the copies that they are responsible for distributing, for example. And here you're able to view all the information related to your tasks and also execute those tasks whenever it's time for you to actually do the work related to that task. We also have tasks related to the execution of revision. So whether you're doing the review or the drafting step or the approval of a document, you will always receive a task within the system and a notification that tells you via email that you have a task that you've been assigned in the system and that you should log on to the system to take a look at that task. And we have a number of other task types that are associated with our ECM solution. Okay, and the last screenshot here is an example of an integration that we have with SharePoint. We have a little tool called the SharePoint connector that can make available certain features and certain functions of our ECM solution through a SharePoint web part. And so this is an example of what the SoftExpert web part would look like when it's been put into SharePoint. Okay, so let's step out of of our initial presentation, and we'll go to part 2 of our demonstration today, which will be a look at some of the details of the system itself. So we're going to log into the system here. I'm logging in English, but you can see that we have several other languages that are available for users. So if you're an international user and you would want to use the system in another language, we have these languages available for you. Okay, so I'm presented initially with my homepage, which I've configured to have a list of tasks here, a set of workflows that I'm able to start with some big buttons right here. Here I have a list of favorites, and I'll show you an example of how you can set favorite documents, for example, to make it easy for you to identify the documents that you use the most or that you would want to have access to more frequently. And you can do those by setting them as a favorite. And here you have the ability to see not only documents, but favorites from other modules in the system as well. Okay, so we have the ability to set processes and documents and risks. All of those can be set as favorites. I'm going to talk about portals a little bit more toward the end of the demonstration. We mentioned this task list. So this list is a list of the tasks that your user has been assigned to do. So we saw this in the screenshots that we were looking at a minute ago, where all of the different tasks that the user has been assigned are available here. And we have the ability to see if we have tasks that are late, tasks that are on time. We have the ability to sort by the status. So if we only want to see tasks that are approaching the due date, we can sort by that status. If we only want to see tasks that are past due, we can sort by that. And we can also sort to see only tasks that are on time. So we have that ability to sort our tasks. Now let's come into our document module here and take a look at some of the features that we have within the document module. So probably the most common feature that we have, the most used, will be the ability to view documents. So let's take a look at some of the features that we have if we're a user who would want to come in and view a document. So we have a number of possibilities here on the left for searching. The first way we can search is by simply typing in a term in the quick search box and pressing enter. And this will basically search our set of documents to find documents that match this term. You have the ability here to configure something called full text search, also known as FTS. And in this case, you have the ability to index all of the content that you have in your document. So all of the content of your Word documents, your PDF documents. We have an engine that will scan the content of your documents and index that content. And so here we're searching for any document that has the word project contained within the content of the document. So if that's something that you want to be able to do, you can have that by configuring full text search within our software. Here we can see the status of the document. So we can see if the document is released, if it's undergoing a revision, if it's in the issue step, all of that just by passing the mouse over these icons. We can see the format of the electronic file. So we've got Excel files, we've got PDF files here, we've got Word files. By passing the mouse over them, we can see the file name of that electronic file. We can see if the document has been electronically signed. We can see the category of the document. This category is extremely important. This is where you will, in fact, configure the majority of the controls that you will have over the documents in your ECM solution. And so there are a lot of configurations here within the document category. And I can also see the ID and the title. And I can see the date that the document was last revised and the number of times that it's been viewed. So that's just one way that we can search. We can also search by the category. So if I would want to see, for example, only documents that are in any given category, I can come in here and select this category from my category hierarchy. So you can see here that I've got my categories divided into agreements, engineering drawings, environmental controls, and then within each of those, I've got several subcategories, and there's no limit to the number of levels that you can have within these categories. So you're able to design your document categories the way that you want. So if I wanted to see the documents related to purchase agreements, I would simply click to apply that search filter, and it would show me only documents in the purchase agreement category. I also have some advanced filters here. So one of the things that we can do is search only for our favorite documents. So if I only wanted to see documents that I've selected as favorite, it'll show me only those documents that I've selected as favorite, and I would that's done by simply clicking the star next to the document record. I also have the ability to search by attribute, and an attribute is some piece of information related to the document. Oftentimes we call attributes metadata, so it's data about the document. So if I wanted to search for this attribute, which I've called automatic renewal, if I only wanted to see documents where I've set the automatic renewal attribute to no, I can apply that filter, and it'll return me only documents that have that attribute set to no. And we'll do one more example here. Let's take the example of keyword. In our ECM solution, we have the ability to associate keywords with documents. So if I wanted to do a search, for example, to find all the documents that have the government keyword associated to it, I can just add that keyword here, and I can have it return me all of the documents that have government related to that as a keyword for that document. And then once you have the document that you would want to look at, you can simply click on the icon for the electronic file, and it will open the electronic file for me. So in this case, I've got a PDF document, and it's used our PDF viewer to open up the PDF document for me. So I can very quickly see the information that's contained in that electronic file. Okay, so now let's imagine that I'm the person who's responsible for entering some information related to the documents. So I was over here in View, but now let's come over here to File Document. And let's say that let's look at the information related to a particular document here, and I can come in here and edit the information related to this document. So if I wanted to add a summary to this document, I could come in here and add a summary. If I would want to add keywords to this document, I can see I already have 2 keywords for this document, instructional and procedure. But if I would want to add an additional keyword, I can just click on the magnifying glass and find the keyword that I would want to add to this document. Here on the revision option, I have the ability to see all the information related to the revisions that have been executed for this document. So for example, if I have these 4 revisions here, and I would want to see information related to the most recent revision, I can click on here to view who has participated in this revision. So I can see that we've had one user who is responsible for the draft, a different user responsible for approval, and another user responsible for the release of the document. And I can see what their names are, what their department and position is. I can see when they executed that task. I can also see the flow chart related to the execution of that revision. And I can see the history of the activities that have been done. So I can see that we had an edit for the electronic file. We had that user electronically sign the file. He also made a change to the file. We can see when somebody makes a critique of the file. And all those changes and critiques are also logged within the revision. So I can see all of the changes that have been done to this document. And I can see the different critiques that have been made to the document during the revision. I can also see if that revision came from a request, if somebody requested to have this document revision executed. I can see all that information right here in the revision of the document. I have the ability to see the structure, to see if there are other sub-documents included in this document. In this case, we don't have it. The electronic file, I'm able to see information related to that electronic file. And if I would want to view that electronic file, I can. I mentioned that we have the archive module that allows you to manage, in addition to the electronic files related to your documents, the physical records. And so here within the document record, the same record that has the general data and the electronic file, I can also manage information related to the physical record. So if I wanted to know where the physical document is, the physical file is located, I can have this path available for me right here. So I can see that this physical record is located in at this particular path. And I can see who's responsible for it. I can even see what the retention period is for this physical record in this phase of the life cycle. If I wanted to see details about how that retention period is defined, I can see exactly how long it will be maintained in current archiving, how long it will be maintained in intermediate archiving. If we have a phase defined for media burning, if we're going to burn the files to CD or DVD, we can have a phase for media burning defined, and then a definition for the final destination. So all of this can be viewed right here in the document record. If you have printed copies that you are distributing to copy stations, this is also information that you can see directly here in the document record. So for example, we can see here that we have copy station 2, where we have 2 copies of this document that have been distributed. And I can see here who is the person who's responsible for receiving those printed copies. I can also define security for my document. So I can choose to simply inherit security from the document category, or I could define some particular security settings for this document. So if I wanted to allow or deny access to this document for any given team, any given department, a position within my organization, or even a particular user, I have the ability to define exactly what each person or each group is able to do. So if I wanted to control who can edit this document, who can delete this document, who can participate in revisions of this document, I have that ability to control the security at a very granular level. Okay, and here we also have the ability to publish an API link. So for example, if you have an email that you want to send out with a link to this document, or you want to embed the link to this document in some other document, this link will always point to the most recent version of the document. So even though there will be probably multiple revisions as time goes on of this document, you don't have to worry about updating any link that you would embed in emails or embed in documents, because this link will always point to the most recent version of the document. Okay. I'm going to show you the category quickly, just to show you some of the controls that we have in the document category. So this is a menu option that only the document manager would have access to. This is only for the person who's looking to set the controls for the documents in the categories that he has. So we mentioned attributes before and how we're able to search on attributes within the View Document menu option. Here is where you would control which attributes are associated to your document category. So by setting all of these attributes as being attached to this category, every document that is created in this category, you would have the ability to set the value of each of these attributes. So you would have the ability to set the contract number, the customer address. All of these would be available for you to define the value for each document in this category. I mentioned that we have built-in ISO 9000 based revision, and the way that you would identify that you will be doing ISO 9000 based revision in a category is simply by selecting ISO 9000 based here in the revision process. Then after that, there are some additional settings here that you can make. But basically, as soon as you tell the system that you want ISO 9000 review right here, you're ready to begin your revisions. If you want something beyond ISO 9000, we already talked about the example where we would create a custom workflow for you to define your revision process. We've already seen most of the rest of these configurations in the other things that we've looked at. For example, this is the record schedule table that will define the retention periods for our physical files. For printed copy, here we're able to define who's going to be responsible for the distribution of the printed copies of the documents in this category. And we have some other configuration options for printed copy. If you're interested in defining validity of your documents, if you want to control who is notified whenever document validity is expiring, you have the ability to control the notification for the document validity right here. We already saw some examples of security. So if you would want to set security within the category here, you can do that. As we just saw, you also have the ability to set the security on the document itself. So you have that flexibility to define the security where you want. And I'm just going to show you this last option here, which is to include a template. If there's some electronic file that you want to include in all of the documents that you create in this category, you can create a template, and that electronic file would be automatically included in all documents that you create in this category. All right, and the last thing that I would like to show here, we're running out of time, so let me show you one more thing. I'm going to show you an example of our analytics tool, which is a tool that you can use to build drill down style queries and views of the information in your system. So if I wanted to build an analytical query related to the documents in my system, I have a built-in tool here that will let me build a query related to the documents in my system. So here on the left, I have the dimensions or the data elements that are available to me and the different things that I can measure. So let's say that I wanted to build a query about my documents where I would first want to look at what status the documents are in and what is the total number of documents that are in each status. Then maybe I would want to see the year that they were most recently revised. And then I would want to see the category that they are in. So it automatically creates a table for me that has this breakdown. So for each combination of status, revision year, and category, I can see the quantity. But beyond the table, I also have the ability to create a column chart. So here it shows me the first level, which is status. So I can see that I have 185 in released, 33 in revision, and 17 in issue. Then I have the ability to drill into those released documents and see when they were released, which year they were released. And then within any of those years, I can see the quantity of documents in each category. And then if I don't want a column chart, if I want a pie chart instead, I have the ability to take the same information, the same query, and turn it into a pie chart. So I can drill into the revision to see the years. So here I've got the years with the different numbers. And then I can drill into the year to see which category they come from. And then the really nice thing about this is that I have the ability to save these analytical views and make them available on a portal. So I promised to have you take a look at a portal before we finished up the demonstration. And so here's some examples of some charts that you can have on the portal. And all of these have the ability to do the drill down that we just showed in the analytical tool. So this is a really nice way to be able to make available all that information about the documents that you have in your ECM solution. And you have the ability to share that with the people that you want. So you can make it a public portal, or if you wanted to make it a private portal where you're restricting who has the ability to view this portal, you can add some security controls to your portal. Okay, well that will wrap up our live online demonstration for today. Let me just close by saying that if you have any questions related to sales or about the demonstration that we saw today, I'm going to show you an email address here. You can send an email to sales@softexpert.com if you have questions related to the purchase of SoftExpert software. If you have particular questions about our live online demonstration today, you can send email to LOD, as in live online demonstration, @softexpert.com. That's LOD@softexpert.com. So thank you very much for participating. And this demonstration will be available on YouTube once we're done here, and it'll be published so that you can go back and watch it anytime you want. Thank you very much.